Hello everyone, how's it going? Today we are back on some more Satisfactory, where we're doing quite a few different things today. One of the very first things I do want to actually try and do, which should be rather interesting, is essentially I'm going to redesign my heavy modular frame recipe. Because I've seen a few people asking on previous videos why I choose the recipe that I do. And also, people also want me to do a video where I cover the worst recipes. So I thought, okay, I'll show the best heavy modular frame recipe, and I'll also discuss why the other two recipes really aren't that good, and I'll be doing a few other recipes here as well. A lot of that research and work will be done off camera, but I do want to do a little bit of it on camera just to try and show you what I'll be doing behind the scenes essentially. So that should be rather fun. However, today, like always, we are going to be starting with some GeoGuessr. In case you guys don't know the game, you're dropped in a random part of the world and you're going to try and guess where you are. Sometimes you can use flags, other times you can't, it just depends on the game mode that you choose. But whether you guys are watching it live or if you guys are watching on the VOD, thank you very much for tuning in. And welcome to all the subscribers since yesterday's video. I don't know why, but like 40 people have subscribed since this time yesterday. So thank you very much for the support on yesterday's video. I'm glad you liked it because I've still got 2 more episodes as part of that mini-series. So it was like, if no one enjoyed that video, then rip the 2 videos I've already recorded. But luckily, you know, the support on it was fantastic. So again, thank you very much for that. And yeah, anything else that we're doing in today's stream, we might actually do some port stuff in Satisfactory, some logistic stuff, some building stuff, hence the title of today's live stream, where we're going to be expanding our ports that I'm building my little creative world. Hopefully try and have a pretty good base idea for our next Satisfactory playthrough, because I do want to try and create some sort of port city, and the blueprints that I've made so far I'm really happy with. So we're definitely going to be working on that a little bit today as well. Also, the last thing I'll say before we get into some GeoGuessr is I apologize for the late stream. I don't normally stream this late. Right now it's almost 7 PM British time. I normally stream around about 3:30, so I'm a good few hours late. I was busy, things came up. Regardless though, we are live, we are here, and we are going to smash it. Tomorrow there should be a video going up as well. Let me just start with the world one. I don't know what tomorrow's video is going to be. It might be part 2 of the fuel rod series, so the plutonium video, or it might be something else. I've essentially got like 3 videos ready to release, and 2 of them are part of the fuel rod series. So we'll see where that's going to go. But again, regardless, thank you very much everyone for tuning in already. Okay, we are driving on the right. Actually, are we? This is really confusing. Oh, no, we are, yeah, because they're going to go around there, okay. So we're driving on the right. This road looks really good. Could be America. Although that sign, I've never seen that sign before. Is that 2... Okay, that says 2 kilometers. I think that says 2 kilometers. Is that Russian there? Very difficult to see that. It's some sign for services. I don't feel like they've got blue signs over there. I don't think we're in the States. I feel like we're... Again, like, if this is Russian, that's a huge sign. But this doesn't look very Russian, though. I don't know what to go with. Let me just turn up the music here in the background a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Canada, maybe? Welcome, Mateus. Hope that you're doing well. Okay. Again, this sign's our only actual clue here. If I can zoom in without my mouse breaking, it's good enough. What about the woods here in the back? I feel like this looks almost Swedish. I believe this is birchwood. So let's go. Is this the Autobahn? No, it's not in Germany, is it? Because that's where the Autobahn is. Autobahn? I don't know. Something like that. Don't feel like it's Denmark. I don't feel like it's Sweden. There's about 10 people living in Sweden. I don't feel like they'll have a road this big. I love Sweden, I'm joking. Should we go Germany? Let's go Germany. We'll go near Andorf. Edendorf. There we go. Near Lunenburg. Beck. Oh, it was Russian. Beck. Oh, man. Okay, now we're in Sweden. Here we go. South Africa came to mind. Like somewhere east South Africa, borderline Lesotho. Maybe near Eswatini and Lesotho, that's my guess. It's a very bad guess, I just don't know. Although these trees look more Congan. Like, in fact, yeah. Should we be somewhere in between here? Let's go Cameroon. I don't think I've ever actually got a Cameroon before. What? Okay, welcome Neo, hope that you're doing well. That's not where I was. That is absolutely not where I was. Am I... No. That was not central or near central Buenos Aires. I've never been to Argentina, but I've had Argentina before, and I know that's definitely not Argentina. Okay, this could be either the States or Canada. The most recognizable buildings in the world. Like, this would never, ever, ever be in Europe. I'm gonna go States. I'm gonna go Washington. And I'm not gonna think twice about it. The only bad... Oh, please zoom in. The only bad thing with going with Washington is that a lot of the times it's East Coast. And that's very far away from here. Let's go one of these lot. A lot of the times it's East Coast, that's the problem. Let me guess, Argentina. Welcome, Dan. Confused right now. We are getting onto some Satisfactory in a while. I always do what it says there on the right side of the screen. I always start with GeoGuessr, have a little bit of fun doing that, then I get onto some Satisfactory. It's the same thing I've been doing now for about a year, so it should be a pretty common schedule, but that's alright though. It's not a Botswana road, is it? If this is actually Argentina, I'm uninstalling. I don't know what else this can be. I'm very confused by these. Okay, good, it's Australia. I got it wrong, but it wasn't Argentina. I'm happy with that. We'll do one quick game of Guess the Flag after this, and we'll get straight into some Satisfactory. What's that sign say? Wish you a safe journey. Call... Hotel? Okay, so they speak English here. Interesting. I really don't know. Nigeria, potentially? Everything here is English. Okay, let's go... It's either Nigeria or Ghana, I think. Oh, you never caught a live stream? Well, welcome to your first stream. Pleasure having you here. I'm gonna go Ghana. It might be Nigeria. It might be nowhere near here. I don't know. Uganda, fair enough. That was a tough round. I want to do one very quick game of Guess the Flag. Because I feel like I'm getting slightly better at that now. No, sorry, Flags of the World is its official name. Let's do it. We've had this one before. Forgotten where it was. Didn't we say Canberra? New South Wales. Oh, please zoom in. No, it can't be there. Wellington. Let's try Wellington. It should be there, right? It is, okay. It just wasn't coming up. Yeah, I think this was right. Lovely. Really? Okay, just a black screen. I can't refresh because then it restarts the game. That's actually quite annoying. Close enough. Okay, Afghanistan. It's the old flag. Please zoom in. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about getting a new mouse, because it is starting to become kind of crazy right now. Tripoli, fair enough. So, I believe that's the flag of Georgia, but what's that flag? Yeah, that's definitely the flag of Georgia. Let's go Georgia then, I suppose, right? Give it a shot. I don't think it's this region up there. It might be this region over here. It's a very interesting... Oh, please zoom in. It's a very interesting language. The Georgian language. Go somewhere along this road. Okay, wrong city, but right country. We're happy with that. Okay, final guess. It's a Union Jack, I believe. It is a Union Jack. We'll go St. Vincent. I don't know. Sure. Okay, let's get on to the pain. Le pain. So the very first thing I want to try and do is go over the heavy modular frame recipe again, because people still can't get into their heads that there is one good recipe and two terrible recipes for this. I don't know how many times I have to repeat this, so I'm gonna do it again and then keep factually proving it until eventually people understand, which is the easiest thing to do. Okay, so for our very first recipe, all of these are made in their manufacturer, which makes my life a bit simpler. We'll go over here. Let's make 5 per minute. That seems like a pretty good amount. Yeah, we'll start with this one. Okay, you can just about make 5 there. Nice. Welcome to you. I hope that you're doing well. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're actually going to keep this. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, the one without the screws is the best one, but again, people don't seem to understand it. So I'll just keep redoing it. It's the best thing I can just do, is just keep doing it. We'll call you heavy. There we go, lovely. A little bit farther away from that, because this is a decently sized recipe here. The first thing that we're going to need is 25 modular frames. Okay. I'm also going to do all the power stuff here as well. So because we're using 2.5 manufacturers, I will take that into consideration. I don't know if I've done the power calculations for the last time that I've done this. I probably did, but not sure. 100 steel pipes. Per minute's back. There we go. What else? 25 encased industrial beams. Okay. And for this recipe, by the way, I won't be using a single alternate recipe. This will just be regular, basic recipes. Go. Industrial... Oh, encased industrial beam, that's the one. Nice. I do want to try and get onto some building stuff here as well. After I do the heavy modular frame stuff, we'll then get back onto building around our ports. I'm not going to do any ship stuff today, because I'm kind of done with the ship stuff. I feel like we did fine last time. I do actually want to try and change one thing on top of there. Maybe something there as well. I'm not quite sure just yet. But essentially, I just want to try and continue the port area rather than the ship. That's the plan at least. So yeah, we're going to hopefully try and do quite a lot of things today. That's the plan. Which makes it more fun in my opinion. If I spend like 3 hours just building or 3 hours just doing this, for example, it gets a bit boring even for me. So I try and 600 screws down. So I try and space everything out, try and do a little bit of everything. I mean, just look at this, like 600 screws for 5 modular frames. Ugh. Oh well. Move you there for now. Why have you changed? There we go, lovely. Okay. I suppose we'll start with the 600 screws, but very quickly. Let me just get... Actually, wait. I'll get you. Does that even work? No, that's fine. We need 2.5 of you? Yeah, okay. So 3. You can't have 2.5 manufacturers, but you can have 3 of them. Of course, you can underclock it, though. So 2.5 times by 55, because one manufacturer requires 55 megawatts. We need 2.5 of them. And in total, that's going to be 137.5 megawatts worth of power. We'll go 138. I don't really like working in decimals, especially when you're going to have a number that's around the 1,000 mark, most likely. So I'm going to try to eliminate any sort of decimals and just round up a little bit today. Which I think is a fairly decent and understandable thing to do. Right, 600 screws. Let's just get this one out the way with, because this is going to be a big one. Welcome, Vandenberg. I hope that you're doing well. It's ironic that you posted the fuel cell series, like that English, nice. Now that you just sunk 100 hours into consuming all 2.1 natural uranium into fixonium. Curious to see what your overall conclusions are. Well, I can spoil it if you want. Well, not much of a spoiler, but I feel like uranium is good. I do recommend making uranium. Plutonium, I also think is good. Granted, you are going to need quite a lot of like water extractors, but overall I do feel like it is pretty good. Fixonium, no. Just straight up no. I can't use any alternates, damn. The main reason why I say that, again, will be explained in that video, on the 3rd video of the series. So, again, we're doing plutonium next, and then it's going to be the fixonium. But I did not see a point in doing it personally. Maybe other people really love the recipe. I, again, just don't that much. So we need 15 constructors to make our screws. Okay. 15 times by 4 is 60, so that's 60 megawatts worth of power there to make our 600 screws. And in total, we're also going to need 150 iron rods. What did I just do? There we go. Okay, good start. 150 iron rods then requires 150 iron ingots. Let's see how much power that's going to require now. That shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Nope. Thumbs everything here by 10. It's another 10 constructors, okay. And again, that's 115 iron ingots at 40 megawatts. It's not bad. And then 150 iron ingots requires 150 iron ore. We're making it just in the regular smelter here. And in total, that's going to be 5? Yeah, okay. 5 smelters, which is going to be 20 megawatts. Yeah, it's not too bad. Oh. I mean, logistically, this is a very, very simple recipe to do. 150 iron ore goes straight into 150 iron ingots. 150 iron ingots goes straight into 150 iron rods. 150 iron rods goes into your screws. The only bad thing about this is just the number of screws that you're dealing with. Water is free? Yeah. Aluminium for the triangles. Yeah, if you use the aluminium recipe, it's quite a lot. Personally, I'm using Caterium because I've done all my calculations for it. And I've just got tons of Caterium left, so I thought, okay, might as well use that for something, rather than going through the entire aluminium process again, because that just takes a very long time to do. Whereas with Caterium, you get the ore, you turn it into the ingots, then into the fixite trigon. Or sorry, into the fixite ingot, then to the fixite trigon. Whereas with aluminium, you get the bauxite and the water, turn that into the sloppy solution, then turn the sloppy solution into the ingot, then turn the ingots into the fixite ingots, then turn the fixite ingots into the fixite trigon. It's just a bit of a nightmare to do. You have to get coal or oil involved. No. No. I'd rather not. But efficiency-wise, it is the best. In theory. Okay, moving on now to our encased industrial beams, and I've written here that I've got to do 100 per minute. Obviously, it's not 100 per minute. It's 25 per minute. Good. If that was 100 encased industrial beams for 5 heavy modular frames, I would just chuck this recipe out the window and not even think twice about it. But luckily, it's not, so that's good. Okay, so 25 of you lot. And again, I really do not recommend the recipe I'm about to show you. I have to do it. This one. If you are ever going to be making encased industrial beams, I recommend using the encased industrial pipe alternate. When you use this recipe, I believe you save iron and coal. I'm not quite sure about the concrete. You'll find out in a future video. I'm making a video, by the way, titled like the worst recipes in Satisfactory, where to be fair, there aren't really that many, but there are a few stinkers. So that's going to be in that video, and I am going to be including this recipe as part of that video. So I'm going to have to do the working out for it anyway. But regardless, I never use this, I prefer to use this. Not to mention, when you do use this recipe, of course, you can use the iron pipe, which then ends up saving a bunch of coal here as well, because you have to use any of it. And of course, concrete doesn't use any coal either, so the only thing you're really consuming here is limestone, iron, and potentially water if you so wish. Whereas with the regular recipe, you have to use iron, coal, and limestone. So again, you're just knocking coal out the equation if you so wish to do that. As of right now, we are doing that, so here we go. So when it comes to machines, we are going to need 5. Oh, just about 5 assemblers. Then we have to do 4.2 times by 15. Yeah, 63 megawatts, not that bad. I believe it's 15 megawatts for the assembler, isn't it? I've kind of lost my marbles over the last couple of days. Forgotten what everything actually is. What part of the process allows you to sink the uranium plutonium waste products? I can show you. I can just show you. That would probably be a little bit easier. So where are we up to here? So this is making our plutonium waste. You can't sink plutonium waste, but you can sink the plutonium fuel rods. So I suppose that's what you have to do, because otherwise this waste goes straight into the fixonium, so you can't do that. You have to just sink the plutonium fuel rods. That way you're consuming all of your uranium waste, but you're not wasting it, and it's going into this product. The only bad thing about that, though, is you're making plutonium fuel rods, but you're not actually burning it in the nuclear power plant. You're just sinking it. But you do get a lot of coupons whilst doing that. And you have got to do everything here, though, to make that. All of that. All of that. Actually, that's about it, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, it's really up to you. As I say, I do recommend uranium, though, at least. Also, I did see a comment, so that wasn't a bad comment, but I do want to quickly address it. Someone said that there's no point doing the nuclear thing if you're a new player, and I can understand that point of view. But honestly, do it. Even if you are a new player in Satisfactory, just commit to everything. Odds are, especially when it comes to the nuclear side of things, you are going to get it wrong. I've gotten it wrong hundreds of different times, making dozens of different recipes in all sorts of logistic ways, building ways. Maybe I've built the exterior before the interior, and now my factory's bigger than I thought it would be. Maybe I didn't put enough water, or maybe I've messed up a pipe. Hundreds of mistakes, we all have. But the best way you can overcome these mistakes is by trying it first, seeing what you've done wrong, and then learning from that. If you never touch the nuclear side of things, you're never going to become better at the nuclear side of the game because you've never touched it. So I do recommend at least trying. Again, you're not going to be great at it first try. Maybe you will. I won't. Yeah, it's definitely something you should at least attempt, in my opinion. Welcome, Makes Photo 78. Welcome. Yeah, plus the solid steel ingot, absolutely. Because if you use that one, if you use this recipe right here, you actually end up saving coal, which is fantastic. And then when you use the pure iron ingot recipe, you end up saving a bunch of iron there as well. Again, another fantastic recipe there. I do recommend using. So we need 75 steel beams. Okay. I was looking at Pokemon cards again the other day, because I do still like the Pokemon TCG quite a bit. The problem is, though, like, they are just so extremely expensive now. Like, it's borderline stupid. There's a product that should be going for, let's say, £40 is now going for £120. Because there just isn't enough of it. I don't know why the TCG has blown up in the last few months. I think it might be to do with Pokemon Pocket, which is like a free game on the phone that allows you to open packs, but you don't actually get the packs, obviously, because it's all digital. It's a pretty fun game. I don't play it too much anymore, but it's not bad. Well, I think that's definitely contributed to it. But literally every single set now is just ridiculous. The only sets that aren't outrageously expensive are the really crap sets. It's a bit annoying. Okay, so it's a 3-to-1 ratio from limestone into concrete. So if we need 150 concrete, we're going to need 450 limestone. That didn't change. Nice. It just so happened I started to get into Pokemon Collection when everyone else in the world apparently started to get into Pokemon Collection. I'm going to need 10 constructors here. Okay, which is 40 megawatts again. I can just copy and paste this. Save myself 3 seconds of typing. That's right, I'm one of those people. I will copy and paste everything if it saves me a millisecond to do. I think you're the color of limestone, aren't you? No, you're actually a dark yellow. Okay. That's a questionable choice on my part, but fair enough. Surely this would make more sense for limestone. Then that would make more sense for... Doesn't matter. For sulfur. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Oh well. Considering how much you get power from even buildings at one place with oil, you can understand the point of not bothering with nuclear. Yeah. I still think everyone should experience it once. But you don't have to. I mean, it's your playthrough. If you want to... That's the wrong thing. If you want to build it, great. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. Am I losing? I'm actually losing my mind a little bit. Holy. But yeah, it's entirely up to the player, really. So we did 75 of you. We'll go 7.5, then times it all by 10, which means that we are going to need 5 constructors. At 20 megawatts. Okay. Not bad. Resource-wise, we are going to need 300 steel ingots. Damn. So what ratio is that? Okay, it's like a 4-to-1. Fair enough. So for every 4 steel ingots... Actually, it literally says it right there. It literally says it right there. For every 4 steel ingots you have, you can make 1 steel beam. Look at how expensive they are. Damn. Oh well. So again, this is where we're up to as of right now. Machine-wise, this is not too complicated. A bunch of constructors, a bunch of smelters and assemblers, and a couple manufacturers. Not too bad. Modular frames is going to require a couple more assemblers to make the actual modular frames themselves and the reinforced iron plates. But regarding steel pipe, that will just require constructors, foundries, and I believe a smelter. That's not too bad. Yep. You have 1.3 million megawatts. That is pretty good. Definitely. Looking quite affordable. Yeah. League of Legends stuff. I've actually never been into League of Legends. Never. I know I'm like the only person in the galaxy that hasn't played or seen League of Legends. I don't know, it's just... I don't really get into it. Okay, steel ingots. And this is actually going to pain me a little bit. I can't use this recipe. I've got to use the basic recipe. Which is fine. It's okay. It's not the worst recipe in the galaxy. It's up there, but it's not the worst. Okay, so we're going to need... Oh, it's a 1-to-1 ratio? Oh, that's handy at least. Okay. We take those. 300 coal. And then we'll go with 300... Actually, you know what? Damn it. There we go. Saves me having to, like, color in the box again. I believe coal was dark grey, wasn't it? Yeah, like that. Right, and machine-wise, is this any good? So 7 foundries. Foundry megawatt consumption. Is it like 16 megawatts per foundry? Generally gonna have to Google search that. I believe it is. Foundry Satisfactory. It comes up instantly. The amount of times I've typed this in. It is 16 megawatts. Wow. I recognized a number. Isn't that great? Okay, so we're looking at roughly 107 megawatts. Because in theory, it's 6.666. Yeah, so we'll go 107 megawatts. It's quite a bit, actually, to be fair. That's the most power consumption per stage of a recipe since the manufacturers themselves, so that's actually quite a lot. But it's not that bad. Right, okay. Just compare the 7 foundry 107 megawatt cost to... I can zoom out, if I can zoom out, thank you. This. Still going. Ooh. That's right, that says 26,000 pretty much. Woo! Fun. I literally cannot zoom out, by the way. Like... Oh my god. Ooh, nice. Nice and gently. I swear, the average person would have chucked this mouse in the bin a year ago. But here we are. Keeping on. Now we need our 100 steel pipes. Wow. No. Okay. So 100 steel pipes is going to be 150 steel ingots. That's not bad. What's that? A 3-to-2 ratio? No, that's not dreadful. Then machine-wise, that's going to require 5 constructors again. Lots of constructors, but that's honestly completely fine. Then luckily, because 150 is half of 300, all I have to do is just copy and paste this across, and then just off that. Wow. Move you up to there as well. Brilliant. The next part now is going back over to our foundry, sticking to that, and times this by 10. So it's going to be 4 foundries, consuming 55... 54 megawatts. Roughly. 3.33 times by 16. Yep, we'll take that. Definitely. Will I be covering stock recipes or just alternate recipes if you... Your do-do list? Depends. I do try and cover a bit of both. I do try to. For example, this recipe right here is the most basic heavy modular frame recipe you can get. There's not a single alternate recipe being used here. But then for my next example, I will be using my preferred heavy modular frame recipe, which cuts out a lot of, all of our coal. But it means we have to consume a lot more water, a lot more power, and iron, I believe. I still quite like it, though. Let's just nudge you over there for a minute. Same with you. Also, sad news about the Pope today. The first 2 news stories I read this morning was J.D. Vance meets the Pope, then directly underneath that, Pope Francis dies. I mean, I think I think J.D. Vance bored the Pope to death. That's my theory. Liz Truss killed the Queen, and J.D. Vance killed the Pope. That's my running theory at the minute. Nah, bless the fella. In fact, you know, he was literally blessed. Okay, modular frame. Just sticking with the basic recipe here, we need 25 of these lots. So we're going to go 2.5. That's 12.5 assemblers. Okay, that's depressing. So we have to round that up to 13. Then 12.5 times by 15. 188 megawatts. Again, I'm not doing halves. I'm not doing 0.5 megawatts. No. Nah. We are doing building and logistics, Ian, if you wait patiently. Which I know is a difficult skill to have. Don't worry, I learned it when I was 5. So, what I'm going to try and do now is times essentially all of this by 10? Yeah. So we're going to need 37.5 reinforced iron plates. Try to key round over. That's probably a bit too large. There we go. And 150 iron rods, which we've already done. There we go. I still have to do the maths for this, but at least we've got this part of the recipe done. Although, do I? What was it here? I believe it might have been this. But to make our rods, we need those constructors. Then to make our smelter, yeah. Okay. Cool. Now moving on to the reinforced iron plate shenanigans. Again, we're going to be sticking to the basic recipe, which is just this one, and we're going to need. Wait. Oh, that is right. 37.5. Damn. That's actually quite a lot per minute. I mean, we are making 25 modular frames, which also feels like quite a lot. Oh, it is 25. I wasn't wrong there. Surprisingly, I know. That is a surprise. Okay, fair enough. Do 3.75 and times everything here by 10. Right, again, when it comes to our assemblers, we are going to need 8. And 7.5 times by 15. No. 112.5. We'll do 113. And when it comes to our resources, we are going to need 225 iron plates. Damn. Iron plates. I don't mind making iron plates. I feel like they're nice and simple to do. What's the other recipe? This, screws. Again, 450 screws. I don't like it. I don't like it. We have to. Okay. The sing happy birthday. The thing is, I would sing happy birthday, but I've got a very serious injury. I hurt my toe. And because I hurt my toe, it means that I can't sing happy birthday. It's a very, very, very serious injury. happy, but no, I can't. I could, but I shouldn't. I will smash every single window in my county. Okay, 225 iron plates. Really? Oh. Times all this by 10. Again, that's another 12 constructors, I think. 1,000. Yeah, it is. Which is 48 megawatts. There we go. And we are also going to need 337.5. We'll do 338 iron ingots. Okay. And it feels like a lot. It is a lot. 25 modular frames is a lot. Well, especially like early game at least, right? That's fine. Our screws is literally just this and then like that, but less than this. It's going to be about 150 divided by 10, 15 is 10%. 60. Like 120 iron rods instead? No. Like 112.5, I think, maybe. $150 divided by 4. 37.5 times by 3. 112.5. I'll do it when it gets to it, though. As of right now, let's just add this up. Come back to it. Still good to have, though. So now when we've got our 300 and... Did I get that right, by the way? 338? Yep. So when it comes to our 338 ingots, of course, that requires 338 iron ore. Because we also have to get the power involved here as well. Go back over to the smelter, which we're already there. It should be 12 smelters, right? It is 12, okay. So again, we're looking at around about 48 megawatts worth of power consumption for that. Not bad. Okay, now it's time for our 450 screws. Yeah, my singing toe. It's a very, very serious condition. Oh, we've already got the number in there. That's handy. Okay. And this again is also going to be 12 constructors. What is going on here? Everything's just 12 constructors now. To make our rods. Sorry. I know it's a 1-to-1 ratio, but I don't know what the power is going to be. Not bad. So we're going to need 8 constructors this time, not 12. I know, what a shame. So 8 constructors. 7.5 times by 4. 30 megawatts. Yep. Could have probably got that a bit sooner, but oh well. Now it's time for you. Okay, so you're only gonna... Wait. Yep, so you're only 4 smelters. Damn. That's good. $15 megawatts we'll go with. Because one smelter's 4 megawatts. 4 times by 4 is 16. Minus that one there. 15 megawatts. And I believe that's this recipe done. Now what I'm going to do off camera is add everything here together. I'm then going to redo the actual heavy modular frame recipe that I think is good. Then we're going to compare the two. Other recipes that I want to try and cover it as well is Vixonium, obviously, and this one. I don't see in what world I would ever need to do something like this. I really don't. I mean, sure, you save a bunch of wire. Fantastic. But you do save quite a lot of wire, to be fair. Is it necessarily worth it, though? I don't know. Because normally it's a 2-to-1. Yeah, it's a 2-to-1 ratio normally. But now it's a 5-to-9. It was actually pretty good in regards of like ratios, but again, heavy ore residue. I don't want to get that involved. I'll also be talking a bit about the encased industrial beam recipes, like I was talking about a bit earlier on. There's a couple others. Oh yeah, I won't spoil everything. But the other thing I do want to try and talk about, though, here, is these two copper recipes. In what world do you want to seriously convert quartz or sulfur into copper? Now, let's say you've got a bunch of coal. You can then convert the coal into quartz and quartz into copper. Or you could convert iron into sulfur, then sulfur into copper. But again, that's very expensive to do. It's going to require a lot of sand, a lot of power, bear in mind, tons of power. And it just is not worth it whatsoever, in my opinion. So I'll definitely be talking about that. I might even bring up a couple more of these recipes here as well. Again, this is for like my worst recipe video, by the way, not my best recipe videos. No, but there's a couple absolute stinkers in here I do want to try and talk about. So moving on now, what I want to try and do is essentially just do a bunch of building work, and I also want to try and do some logistics around this port here as well. Essentially, I'm trying to do I'm trying to design my 1.2 playthrough world in a creative world before 1.2. So I know roughly what I'm going to do. I did the exact same thing before update 1.0. I'm not starting a new series for update 1.1 because there's no points, if I'm honest. So yeah, we're definitely going to be doing some of that stuff right now. So let's get into it. English. Can't speak, apparently. Me no speak. I don't necessarily know if this is where I'm actually going to start my 1.2 series. If anything, it's most likely not. I don't know where I'm going to start it. I'm not doing green forest, whatever it's called. Grassy fields. Not doing it. No. So, I suppose the very first thing I want to try and do is continue you down. So around about there. Also, why is that not connected? I'm going to do some sort of like U-turn there. With one of these lots. Spring from there, going around this side, then connecting through to there. This is where I want to have a bunch of storage containers. I could very quickly just drop this down in the blueprint designer. And honestly, I think I do want to do... do I? I mean, it will save me some time. How wide even is this? Nice, I'm talented. 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think what I'll do is I'll split it 5, then 3. We'll do that. Wasn't the alternative from iron ingot straight to screws the same ratio, but with one step removed? Yes. So, thanks, Ada. So this is called cast screws. Essentially, you go from iron ore to iron ingots to screws. But with the basic recipe, it's iron ore to iron ingot to iron rods to screws. So you end up consuming just more constructors. Yep. This recipe is better, but I have to use basic recipes for that very first example. Unfortunately. It is what it is. And then there's also this recipe down here as well, which you can use, but I don't want to. It's not dreadful, it's just not really what I wanted. Also, let's get some of our audio going in here. There we go. Let me turn that off. Blueprint designer. In fact, do I want to actually remove... Oh, wait, no, I can't. I have to remember, I cannot remove blueprint designers because it crashes my game. This apparently is a bug that other people are facing. I thought it was just me, but no, apparently it's not. If I try and remove my blueprint designers, there's a chance, a high chance, my game will crash. But I've got to do that off camera now, which is fine. Also, I might as well just build that over there then, rather than build a new one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, using the... What foundation is that called again? Grid something? Grip metal foundation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's a 6x5. Roger, that's correct. Having that on the third. And this will be a separate blueprint. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do 2 very quick blueprints today. And I promise this will be quick. I'll only spend half an hour doing these each. No, it shouldn't be as bad. Also, you can probably go there as... yeah. Can't get rid of you, but oh well. Two, 3, no. 4, 5. Okay. We then have to select our wall here. And for the first time in literally forever, we're using the basic wall. I haven't used this thing in so long. The only times I ever use this is towards the very start of the game, when there's literally nothing else to use. But I feel like it'll work pretty good here, so that's what we're committing with. I believe it was the low barrier that we needed. How was it? How was everyone's Easter, by the way? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you have fun? My Easter was just fine. Went to church, had some fun. I say fun, I mean it was hymns. I'd say the average age of people in that church was probably 75. And I'm being a bit generous there, if I'm being honest. I was the youngest person there. The person that was closest to me in age was probably mid-40s. Just mad. I was the only person there below the age of 40, I would say. And again, it's being generous. That's pretty crazy. I mean, for the first time in like 1,000 years, Christianity is now a minority population in the UK. Because I believe atheism, I mean, it's still the biggest religion by far in the UK. Like, I think Islam is in second with like 5%, but Christianity is like 43 and atheist is 46. So for the first time in like 1,000 years, we are now no longer the biggest religion group in the UK, which is pretty crazy. What is the percentage of... Okay. It still says 46%. When was this? Oh, 2021. Yeah. So that's now risen quite a lot. I'm surprised that there's only 1.7% Hindu. I'm very surprised. I thought that would be at least 4%. To be fair, maybe it has, because that was taken a while ago. Yeah, it was still nice, though. Did I even add them there for the original that I did over there? I don't know. I like them here, though, so we're gonna keep them. Back over to walls here for a minute. Do I want to use you lot here? Let's see. I actually don't hate that. I thought I would, but I don't hate it as much as I thought I would, so we'll commit with it. Now, when it comes to lights, do I want to add anything fancy? I don't know, Jeff. I do, I think. Stick nice and basic there. Do something round here as well. I have been thinking, how am I going to try and get some lights in here? Because I feel like the lights would generally look quite nice. How can I do it so that it doesn't look bad? Which is like my biggest challenge in this game, is how do I do something without making it look dreadful? And I think a lot of us can probably relate to that. I hope. If the answer's no, pretend the answer's yes. Organization, street lights, people, sorry. See, I've got that song stuck in my head now. I can definitely chuck you in there. Yeah. You have an egg-rich Easter, or are you planning on painting your eggs this year? Oh, painting eggs. I used to love painting eggs. Which eggs also mean, oh, right. Hey, really? Is it difficult to, like, try not to get those words confused? Because I've got a feeling if I was to ever try and say eggs in Finnish, I would just be saying dick. Going to a store in Finland. Hello. By any chance, do you sell dick? If they respond yes, I would be concerned. Do I like these lights, sir? Does it matter? It does matter. What a silly question. Of course it matters. Everything in life matters. I like that. Can I maybe half nudge you into there? Beautiful. I think I'm actually going to commit with this. I'm committing. Committing great crime. Wow, that looks ghastly. Wow. Do I want to paint you lot? I think I actually do. Is this too yellow? Yeah, you know what? Yes. We need some beautiful darkness in there. There we go. I love it. Let me just do this side here as well. And essentially, this area here is going to be containing a bunch of our storage containers. So yeah, that's pretty fun. Oh, don't do this to me. You are going to do it to me. Actually, no, that seems fine. I mean, it's not... Wait, no, is it? That is actually fine. Okay, wow. Looking good. Looking great. Let's do it. Okay. Now, the question is, when it comes to our actual weight, our actual shipping containers, how am I going to do this? Also, why is that overlapping? What? What? How is that overlapping the... You're taking the piss. Okay, I'll do that without the blueprint designer. Although I can probably do this side though, can't I? To be fair, they've actually got to be plopped in this way, so maybe I can just do this, to be fair. But then I can't do... Right. Okay. I've got an idea. What I'm going to try and do is save this as... ship area. Save that, clear blueprints. Then try and nudge you a little bit. That's good, actually. So you are in between both. Where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. There. And they are. Lovely. Now how are we looking? Perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for there. Isn't that fantastic? This really is amazing. Please snap. I beg of you. I beg of you to snap like a normal blueprint would. I mean, computer just says no here. Exactly like it's written, so in both cases the word is said the same. Oh, wow. less repetitive. And that's what I was sort of thinking though. Do like a base layer of storage containers and manually just add on top of them so it doesn't look too repetitive. But it just seems like it's going to be a bit of a nightmare to do anyway. So we've already saved that blueprint. Let's... Oh, this ship, by the way. Also, yes, I am changing the colors of the ship. We've now gone from a yellow and black to a black and yellow. And I feel like I do actually prefer this. Because before, the yellow hull just looked a bit over the top. Whereas because now this is mostly black, I think it ends up looking really good. Obviously, it's not finished. I'll do that off camera though, because I'm not painting a ship for 10 minutes. That's boring to watch and it's boring for me to do. So I'll save you guys the pain. Actually, before I do that, let me just double check this is definitely like the right sort of level here. You should snap onto that. Great. It is. I'm now going to just get rid of all of this. This blueprint's still going to remain the same. There's nothing wrong with it. But I do need to get rid of all this because I want to have two blueprints next to each other. That's the plan, at least. Also, letting you guys know now, this weekend, I might not be here. I don't yet know. I'll find out on Wednesday if I'm going to be home this weekend. If I am home, I'll stream. If I'm not home, I can't stream. But either way, there'll be at least one video coming out this weekend. Maybe two, I don't know. Depends how many videos I can make. Ship Area 2. Regarding this ship, I'm actually like surprised with the way it works. So the one thing I was actually going to change was up here. And I want to try and add a drone port. If it's even going to fit. If it doesn't fit, shame. If it does fit, oh. Be nice. Let's see. But again though, thank you very much to everyone that has been supporting the channel recently. I know I keep saying it, but generally thank you. Also, I do apologize for the stream on Saturday. Was it Saturday? I was live for 20 minutes and my PC blue screened. I didn't want to do a second stream because that would just mess up notifications, and I don't like spamming people with notifications, so I didn't bother doing a second stream. You know what? I actually quite like that. I do generally quite like that. Of course, this part's going to end up looking a bit weird, but it's fine. I don't know why I like that, but I do. The main reason as to why I wanted to add this here, though, because bear in mind, I didn't want the ship to just be a ship, because what's the point of that? That's not going to actually help towards the efficiency of a factory. So what I want to try and do is have some drones land here or take off from here. Most likely, well, both obviously, but like delivering resources here. This will then go straight down. Down below that, we can obviously hide it in the wall somehow or make it look quite nice. And then you will then end up going... Oh, feck me sideways. Give me a minute. Essentially, we'll end up going into the ship there, and then we can either drag it underground or have like another one of these, where we can have the conveyor belt go underneath that, and then it will essentially make the ship worth it. The only problem now is that there's only one drone port. So welcome through 303, by the way. Greetings from Italy. Ciao. Welcome. Hope that you're doing well. So if I ever do redesign the ship, which I'm not doing any more ship designs anytime soon because I will generally have a mental breakdown, what I might do is just remove most of these storage containers, and all this area over here we could then transform into drone ports. So a bunch of different drones be landing on these ships. I think that can look pretty cool. Maybe even have a couple smaller ships out there as well, have a bunch of drones land on them, then underneath the water have all of our conveyor belts just connect them to the mainland. That could look really cool. I'd be very happy to experiment with that. But we just have to wait and see how things plan out. Because again, it might look fantastic, it might look dreadful, I don't know. There we go. No shipping container. There we go. There it is. And now we've got to remove all of this. I've still got to do this blueprint, but that's very simple to do. Insert flag here. I like the Finnish flag. I don't know much about Finland. I've got a friend who I think is currently in the military or was in the military. I don't know if it's like mandatory service though. I think is it mandatory service? Where you have to do at least 1 or 2 years? Also this has to go, doesn't it? There we go. Land of the Suomi. One of the best SMGs ever made. Also the Suomi. I only know that because of Battlefield 5, but here we are. Okay, we'll lock you into place, and then you raise me up. There we go. Just butchered that song. Great. That's a perfect fit. Look at that. Look how simple blueprints are. Like, what was life like before blueprints? I would love to know. Is it as miserable as one would expect? Also, you're not turned on. No. Okay, that's fine. Because all I've got to do here is just that, right? Yep. Okay. I could hide it underneath the map if I really wanted to, but as of right now, it's okay. It's definitely something I will do in my 1.2 save, though. Absolutely. Yep. I quite like that. It's simple. It's very, very simple. Also, what's our bean doing down there? Bean. What are you doing? I'm inside of a bean. I wish. So, we can keep that there for now. We're probably going to end up expanding that. But as of right now, if I was to add a bunch of these things into here, it'd have to be like this, first of all. Are you on the ground level? Yeah, you are. Okay. I'm going to try and do something here. This might be stupid, actually, very quickly. 11. Heck. That's fine. This is what I call a pro gamer move. Is it going to be stupid? You know it's going to be stupid, but here we are. 2, 3, 4. So we'll do something like that. Yep. Okay. That's roughly 5.5. Now we get the blueprint. There we go. Now we snap you one. I'm also just going to remove that. Why not? Yeah. And that one. No. Yeah. No, you can't look the same. And you will then go on that side. Okay, I think that's going to be fine. This should look okay. This should look fine. It won't look terrible, and that's what I'm going for. As long as it's not the worst looking thing I've ever built in my life, it gets an approval from me. So, that's our challenge. Don't build the worst thing I've ever built. Easier said than done, in all honesty. But we move. There we go. And we'll then we'll shave you as shipping on 002. Wow. Welcome, Josh. The blueprints were an amazing addition. Absolutely. How long have you played Satisfactory? I almost don't want to know, but I think it's like 3,000 hours. Around about the 3,000 mark. But to be fair though, some of that time has been spent AFK or gathering biomass, so I'm still playing the game, but not actually playing the game itself. But it's around about 3,000. I don't touch grass. Well, no, to be fair, I do touch grass. Occasionally. Very rarely. When the Wi-Fi's off. Okay, now this is the part that could be either a fantastic idea or a dreadful one. It's always a 50-50 with these things. Okay, firstly, I don't like that gap there. We'll change that. I want to try and add at least one shipping container into both of these gaps. Or one of the gaps, should we say. Yep. There we go. Your videos are a huge help. Well, thank you very much. I watch them all the time for building ideas and recipe recommendations. Thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I love making the videos, so the support from them is just extremely nice. Because again, like I keep saying, even if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would still be doing all of that work for it. I mean, I'll be doing this as of right now, even if I didn't have a YouTube channel, because it's just something I really enjoy doing. So the fact that I can do something I really enjoy, and other people enjoy watching it as well, is just the best of both worlds. I am Hannah Montana. It's without the singing. Or the looks, or, you know, okay, maybe I'm not Hannah Montana. I want to have something like that, then same thing over here as well. Please. Thank you. Right, then what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and make this look like some sort of, like, construction area. Some boarded off area. Maybe like a modern railing? Yeah, we'll get one of them down there. The last thing that we have to add for legal reasons, it's not there, it's an organization. Storage box. There we go. Sure. Small bit of detail that I like adding. Welcome, Zeus. Hope that you're doing well. Yeah, it's no joke. It's depressing, really, but again, it is fun, though, isn't it? It's a good bit of fun. You started with update 7. Oh, wow. And you're close to 3,741 hours. Wow. You beat the game twice. You got the golden coffee cup as well. This and Minecraft modded are your two favorite games. Yeah, Minecraft is it's a really fun game. I have to be honest though, I'm not a massive fan of the actual mining part of it. I know it's called Minecraft. But I do much prefer the actual building side of things. So whenever I'm on a realm, I often... How do I phrase this? I don't get people to mine for me. But I often say, if you do go out and collect some iron or diamonds, I don't mind building or helping you build your house or whatnot. Because I really do prefer the building side of things. Which I know the game's called Minecraft, but here we are. Have no regrets. You lined up? Yes, okay. Although I don't want you to be like... No, wait. I want you to be flipped. Like that. Good. Yeah, I think this looks fine. Let's go with it. Vanilla Minecraft sucks. Yeah, it can be a bit boring. Although, having said that, they are constantly updating the game. And the thing is with Minecraft is I'll play it straight for like 3 weeks, right? I'll build some sort of Colosseum or a Viking hut. I'll take a few months break because I've spent too long playing the game. I come back to it and they've added like a new wood type, they've added this, they've added that, they've added a bunch of other stuff. So that's always cool. Like whenever I log back into Minecraft, there's always something new. Well, I like that. Do I want to have you going through here? Let's try it. If it looks crap, it looks crap. I can get rid of it, but I don't think it will look that bad. I mean, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, let's go with it. In fact, that actually makes sense, because here what I can then try and do is... Where is it? It's foundations, isn't it? There we go. I knew where it was, but I didn't check the category. Please, please, thank you. Okay. I mean, I don't hate that, but I don't love it. Is there any way that I could do something like this? We'll go with that. Then customizer, concrete. That one. No! This one. Please. Okay, now it should stop the Z snapping, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, I quite like that. The latest all the mod pack. Oh, I mean, I could try, but it's probably gonna be very overwhelming. That's exactly what I thought when I tried. Oh, what was it? On this game. Satisfactory Plus. I was going to... You're not lined up straight, are you? Oh! Can we do that? When I tried Satisfactory Plus, I was gonna do... Oh, it's just not lined up, is it? Okay. I was gonna do it for a video, but it was a lot of stuff. I still do want to try and revisit it and try and learn it. But it is a lot. Also, it is extremely frustrating how this is not straight. I could add you into there, but then of course, I mean, it looks a bit weird. Okay, that's fine. It's a minor inconvenience. I think now you're lined up. But now you're facing the wrong way. Oh, dearie me. There we go. How was that? There. Yeah, okay, that looks good. So you're going to be slightly off. How about you? So you shouldn't be off. You should be there. Or not. Looks good. Yep. Okay, we'll plop you down. I suppose I can still do this. All of them. It would take quite a long time to do, though. I don't think I will. It didn't look bad. It just, again, it would take a very long time to do. There we go. I do still want to try and commit with this, because I feel like that looks fine. Nothing wrong with that. Add one last one into here as well. The elevators, yes. Whoa, why is there a gap there? I mean, I don't really have a fear of elevators. But if I did, that would probably scare me. And the main reason as to why I don't fear elevators, and I'll show you in just a moment. Well, there is a very strong reason as to why I don't have a fear of them. I forgot I took the floor out of that. Wow. Pure talent. There we go. The main reason as to why I don't fear elevators is because of this. Or lifts. This. So essentially, almost every single building in Lebanon has these lifts. And I don't know when they were built. Maybe the Stone Age. And when you go inside of them, they are the most shady lifts. Like, this is what I would consider like a Western lift. This is like a very Arab-styled lift. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that meme of the guy that goes into one of these lifts. I think it was in Egypt. He shuts the door and then, like, there's a piece of wood that gets stuck in between the lift, and then it... Oh. Maybe if I search Egyptian lifts. That's just a bunch of pyramids. Okay, Egyptian elevators. Again, why is it just pyramids? Okay, Jordanian elevators. Welcome to the Satisfactory stream, where I'm Google searching Jordanian elevators. Bloody hell. Okay, again, nothing really comes up there. But yeah, essentially very sketchy stuff. I've been used to it since a kid, so I don't really have a fear of anything like that. Any tips for road layouts? Just try. Just honestly practice. That's my best advice I can give. I did make a tutorial a few months ago talking about roads and like my perfect Satisfactory roads. But essentially just practice. That's what I did. I was terrible at roads. I still am rather bad in some places. I mean, this road is... Oh, that infuriates me. But yeah, just give it a shot. Practice. If it doesn't look very good, redo it, start over, and eventually it will be alright. Welcome, Smoky Ninja. Hope that you're doing well. Okay, so that's all fine there. Is there anything else I want to try and add along here? How about you lot? What? Where are you going? Where are you going? Hello? Ethan Morgan? What is this? Let's try that again. There we go. Just out of curiosity, how would this look? I actually quite like that. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to add it to there, but I could add it to here. Otherwise, there might be some Z snap along there, which just doesn't look very nice. Z snap, sorry. Z, Z, potato, potato. Does anyone actually say potato? I've never heard anyone like genuinely saying potato. I know some people say like potatoes rather than potatoes, but that's not really as bad as potato. Yeah, you know what? This actually does end up looking rather nice. The only other thing I was actually going to add here was some patterns, but I don't feel like they're actually going to show up now, are they? No. Okay. Is there a thicker kind of pattern I could go for? No, I could go with one of these. But this is the exact same thing that I've already got for my roads, so I don't really want to go with that. Yeah, the Z fighting is just... Oh, pain. Very, very le pain. How does that look? For whatever reason, I do generally quite like that, so... Suppose we'll keep it? How does that look? I don't know why I like that as well, it just looks a bit weird. When it comes to most things regarding building in this game, honestly, the best tip I can give is just try. Because it might look bad to begin with, but eventually, it won't. I also find it a much more rewarding feeling as well when you try and build something in any game, and then you don't look at a tutorial, and then it ends up being really good, and you feel really proud of yourself. That's always quite nice. Okay, we'll take those. What should I do for this one? Because again, this is going to continue around to there, which by the way, I'm probably going to end up actually changing this blueprint around slightly. Because I had to add quite a lot of stuff into this just to make it look decent. I feel like I can probably make this blueprint here a lot easier for my sake. Hopefully. Maybe. Curved roads as well. You can do curves in the blueprint designer. I'm not sure if you know the trick for it. I think Turtle Eclipse made a fantastic video about it. I mean, I made a video about it as well, but it's... His video is probably better. Yeah, something like this. Select that. There we go. Please. Dice, thank you. I'm not sure if there's any Delta Force gamers in the chat. But the new Delta Force update came out this morning, I believe, or today. And that seemed pretty terrible. It's a free game though, so yeah, it didn't look great. So that's how you can essentially do curves in Satisfactory. You then save that in the Blueprint Designer, copy and paste it a few times, and there you go. You've got yourself a nice curve. And now I wonder, if I was to place... Where is it? Please. Where is it? There we go. How would this look? It's slightly off. How could you even fix that? I suppose what you could do is this. I mean, that's... Oh, even that... Why does that look so bad? That looks worse. Okay, something else you could try and do is maybe this. Okay, that doesn't look as bad. Of course, you paint it whatever color best suits you. That changed nothing. I am just... The lack of talent here is astonishing. You do that. You play Delta Force. It's been about... Because your friends are off dealing with life. Delta Force is the shit. You're the arsehole in the back of the sniper rifle. That's fair enough. I used to do that on Battlefield. I used to love sniping on Battlefield. I've actually reinstalled Battlefield 5. I might even do a stream of it just for a bit of a laugh. Because I used to stream that game like 7 years ago. On a channel that's since been deleted for the benefit of everyone. Let me just load in... Let's go with this. Okie dokies. So yeah, you're definitely going to expand there. Then you're going to do the same over here as well. Although I have actually made a mistake. Or the FBI. When it comes to those storage containers, again, I would love it if there was an easier way to do this, but there just isn't, unfortunately. How about this? This would actually work. If I was to do something like that, then obviously just remove the storage containers in there. This could actually end up looking not unbelievably crap. There'll be a pretty decent sized gap there, which I'm not a massive fan of. Would I get away with one more storage container in there? Maybe. Let's see. Okay, rip my PC. Well, the answer is just no. No, I cannot. Unless I was to nudge you one further than I probably could. But then you'll be touching. I don't really want you to touch. Because every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. No, I don't really like that. Oh dear. There we go. That was a song, by the way. I didn't just suffer from any sort of attack. Don't worry. That was me attempting to sing. I know, scary stuff. know, I know. I don't actually mind that. I know it's a bit of a redesign from what I originally had, but I don't mind it. So if I do it in the center of every foundation, how would that look? You've got to nudge over slightly there to the right. You're fine. And yeah, you again can nudge. I do like when they're closer together though, to be fair. I do. I must admit. No, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. But instantly, this area's come to life now because of this. I really didn't add that much stuff here either, so I'm actually quite a big fan of that. Yep. So I do want to remove the storage containers, but the actual path part of the blueprint, I do want to try and continue. Because I feel like that will just end up being quite nice. Battlefield 5, yes. I've played that game for a while. I don't know what level I am. I think it's 241, I think? I never bothered trying to get max level because I was attempting to try and touch some grass. Again, very little grass was touched, but oh well. Yeah, the Krag Jorgensen was fantastic. I love the Kar 98 personally. I love that weapon. The Lee Enfield was alright. I went through a phase with the Lee Enfield. One day I couldn't stop using it, then the next day didn't like it at all. Same with the M2 carbine assault rifle. When they very first added that in the Pacific updates, I just used that straight for a month. Then they nerfed it one day, then I just stopped using it. I like it though. If I was to play now, it'd be absolutely terrible. Like, it would be depressing watching me play. I'd have to put like a trigger warning in the thumbnail or the pinned message being like, what you're about to witness is arguably the worst Battlefield 5 content you are about to see in your life. Okay, I like that. Again, this is extremely simple. All it is a concrete path plus a couple of these gridded foundations, and that's basically it. But it all just sort of works. And I like that. Should I paint you a bit darker though? Yep. The answer is definitely yes. And I really wish, again, maybe they're going to change this, maybe they won't. But I really wish you could actually paint these round concrete beams. In theory you can, right? In theory you can. But it doesn't actually change the way it looks, as you can see. Which is kind of annoying, so maybe they'll change that. Also, same with these ones. It changes the outside of them. But that's about it. We'll see. So when it comes to you, do a bit of that. I've been seeing quite a lot of Battlefield 1 stuff as well. I don't really care much about 2042. It doesn't really interest me. I've actually got that game for free, and I've only played it for about 15 minutes on bot servers. That was disappointing. Same bullet velocity as the Krag, but lower fire rate. Yeah. Exactly. I don't know why I liked using it. They're just like the sound of it, the look of it, the feel of it. I could probably try and get my stats up, actually. I wonder if I can... Battlefield Tracker? Is that what it's called? Battlefield 5 Tracker. Although saying that, I've got no idea what my name actually is. I think it's like Valhalla Rust. Okay, first of all, I'm not even on Origin. Wait, can I not change that? Oh, there we go. Wait, this might be me. Yo! I must have privated it or something. But it's not great. Also, I played quite a lot of Firestorm as well, and because your Firestorm stats also track with your multiplayer stats, essentially for those of you who don't know, Firestorm is a battle royale game. In my opinion, the best battle royale game of the time, and you've probably never heard of it, because it got very little support by the devs, and it was locked behind like a $50 paywall, because it was part of the Battlefield game itself. I think they are making a new BR for the new Battlefield. That's going to come out sometime this year, I think, so that's great. But it was really good at the time. But essentially, those stats also carried over to your overall stats. Which, I mean, I didn't really play for stats, but it was kind of, whoa, kind of annoying though. It's like your score per minute would change drastically because of Firestorm. Especially a bot like me. Gets one kill, hides for the rest of the game. I was that player. I've got no shame. No shame. See, that's where I want you to be. Absolute oath. But why aren't you there? I could do a half nudge. Could we do a cheeky half nudge? You'll never know. Except I've just said it on the live stream. But other than that, they'll never know. Really keeping this one a secret. And then you're going to be here. There's quite a lot of room here around the back. We can probably do some more interesting designs maybe. Add some lights. Woohoo. Oh, I can't go a single bird without adding lights. It's a borderline addiction now at this point. There we go. I like that. I like the atmosphere that these storage containers are providing to the build. Yes. Right, so you have to go there. Now you're an annoying one, aren't you? Okay. No. Yeah, no. Yeah, let's do it. What I'm going to try and do is try and stuff you here. No. Yeah. Is that lined up? I think it is lined up. Go with it. I have a 20-second clip of a 762-meter headshot on Battlefield 5. I don't think you can post links on YouTube. I think I've got it disabled, that setting. I haven't got a Discord either. I just don't like Discord that much. I think I said when the channel hit 500 subscribers, I would make a Discord. We're a little bit past that now. Or was it 5,000? I don't know. It was a number. It was a number above 1. Okay, when it comes to this... You know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Also, why aren't you just not, like, behaving? There we go. Good of you there as well. Love that. Grab you. There's a lot of games I would like to stream. Apex Legends, well... The thing is with Apex Legends, I would only ever re-download that game if I make a new PlayStation account. Because on my current account, it's just... literally unplayable. And that's me putting it lightly. It is completely unplayable. I'll log on once every year, once every 6 months. And one time, I literally, my very first game on in about a year, I had a full squad of 500s with skins I've never seen before. Every single game I have is just constant, like, level 500s. Max rank competitive players every single game. And again, it just gets to the stage where it's like, I'm here to have a little bit of fun. I'm not here to sweat. I'm here to enjoy myself. I play video games to relax. I don't play video games to pretend I'm good. So I just don't really bother in the end. Which is a shame, because the actual movement of Apex I actually really enjoy. But the main reason as to why the games I get are so unplayable is because 4 years ago, when did Apex come out? Essentially, whenever Apex came out, myself and a friend, we played a few games, and we got a lot of wins. I think it was like 9 wins in one day. But ever since the second day of us playing Apex, every single game we get is against professionals. It's against people who only play Apex for like a hobby or for a living. Why can't I? There we go. Literally every single game now is totally unplayable, which really does end up being a bit of a shame. So it's either play a game I enjoy but end up losing to players that are 10 times better than I'll ever be and my bloodline will ever be, or just don't bother. And unfortunately, the answer that I'm choosing a lot of the time is just not really bothering. We add a fan here. This makes no... yeah. It clips with the ground. I think it looks really nice. You know what I'm actually going to try and do? Potential war crime incoming. No. Okay. That's dumb. I almost like... why do I like that? There's something about that I do generally quite like, and I don't know what it is. We'll go with it. It's a staircase to a fan. I've built a staircase to a fan. This is just top tier content. This really is just top tier content. Please, thank you. Yeah, Warzone. Oh, God. I was watching a streamer called The Broken Machine who I actually... Oh, what's wrong with you? What do you mean? Oh, fair enough. Okay, I take it back. Fair enough. I could use a ramp, but if it was a ramp, I don't know if it would look as nice. Whereas a staircase, it adds a bit of, like, interesting verticality to it. I'll keep this for now. We could always just change it to a ramp a bit later on. Yeah, I was watching a streamer called The Broken Machine. And he encountered, in the space of 5 hours, 11 blatant cheaters. 11 blatant hackers. Not like someone whose aim was a little bit good, so they might be cheating, but like 11 actual aimbotters, war hackers, rage hacking, all sorts. And he pretty much plays Warzone and Battlefield for a living, right? So it's very different than if you and me were to encounter a hacker. It's like, okay, a hacker, it sucks, they're, you know, annoying to play with, but what can you do? Just get into another lobby. For them, that's their source of income. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's now a burden that you've got to face every single stream you do. And the good thing with playing solo games like this is that I don't really encounter cheaters. That's nice. Okay, we'll stick with that. I'm actually quite happy with this blueprint. Of course, I do want to try and add a few more of these storage containers. Oh. Okay. That's annoying. I do not want to have to do this for every single one. But part of me feels like I have to. Okay, so now you're lined up. Hmm. I'm gonna screw myself over there by copying this blueprint across. I could try and... No. That'll take ages. Yeah, they make it way too obvious. I don't know why they They do it though. Like, I have never cheated at any video game in my life. I've never seen a reason to. I can understand a lot of them are fake. I can understand a lot of them are just bad at the game, so the only way they can improve is by cheating. But I don't see the fun in it. That's the main thing for me. What's the fun in cheating? I just don't get it. There we go. And the worst part is, because you know how many cheaters there are in that game, every time you get killed by a good player, it makes you question, are they cheating? Most of the time, in all fairness, the answer is probably going to be no. But in the back of your mind, you're constantly thinking, well, if this guy's doing it, and that guy, and that guy, and that guy, why not this guy as well? Yeah, it is a bit of a shame. Okay, this is not going to work. There must be an easier way of doing this. Takes the fun out of it as well, absolutely. Okay, I think what I'm going to try and do is actually remove all these storage containers and replace all of them in the exact same spots. It's a little bit annoying, but has to be done. I don't mind if some of the floor gets torn up here as well. It's very simple just to replace. When I said some of the floor, it looks like most of it's going to come up. That's fine, though. Rid of all of that. The music's just stopped. Oh, dear. There we go. The devs heard me. Get rid of all you lot there as well. Grand. And now you. I don't mind Battle Royales, but I do much prefer PvE rather than PvP. Like, player versus player. I'm not a very big fan of it. Again, I'm a casual video game player. I'd much rather play things like Zombies, for example, rather than Warzone. Which is the reason that I have, like, 1,000 hours in Black Ops 6. Well, no. 1,000 hours in Call of Duty, like the app, so that is a bunch of different cards combined. But a lot of those hours is from Zombies. I think I've played a total of 10 rounds of multiplayer, but I must have played hundreds of hours of Zombies. I just prefer it. Find it really chill. Why are you... what? Oh. Yeah. I know why I was doing that. Whoops. Because I thought what I was deleting there was this wall, but no, I was... yeah. My bad. I don't know for how long I'll be live, by the way. Just thought I'd get on and stream some stuff. I want to definitely try and finish this part. This part here. That's the plan, at least. So, yeah. See where it takes us. You're fine, you're not fine. Right. Store. Let's try and do this again. Also, do I want to paint you? No, I quite like the way you were. Yep. Why are you running in the air? Thank you. There we go. That way you can get rid of your hands when you're floating. Just makes things a bit easier to see. So you're going to be plopped down. I suppose we can go there. I like that. Off the sides. One gap there. One gap there. Then a half a gap here. In case you're wondering how to make half gaps, by the way, like for example, here is way too close. There I can't physically place it. Hold down Control. Either use your up and down arrows for vertical nudging, or your up and down keybind to vertical nudging, or the up, down, left, right arrows for horizontal nudging. And there you go. You can now do half nudges. It's quite nice. I recently found that out myself. That's why it sounds like I'm geeking over it, because I kind of, sort of am. There we go, let's chuck you in there. You lined up? No. Are you? Yes. One more. Great. So when it comes to painting them, I suppose we can do the first layer now. Why not? We'll go yellow, 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 red, red. No. Blue and blue and blue. Lovely. Okay, that's pretty good for the first layer. Now let's add our second. Please don't do this to me. Why? There we go. So I can do you, but I can't do the rest. But if I was to place it there, I can just nudge you across like that. Okay. Sure. I don't know why it's being weird. So I think you're actually going to be 1. That's fine. Do one more here then as well. Come back over here. 1 higher. Come on. There we go. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Then do 3 there. And we'll also go with a cheeky little 3 up there as well. I don't like the way it goes like 1, 2, 3. I'd rather it be a bit mismatched. So what I could do is 3, 1, 3, 2. Yas. Yui. Yes. What's that sound? It sounds like there's a vehicle oh, this thing's actually going to piss me off. It sounds like there's a vehicle reversing. There isn't. I don't think there is, at least. There shouldn't be. No. There we go. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. I think one of you, I want you not to go 5 high. If that's possible. What am I doing? I want them there, don't I? My brain's gone. I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left. It's fine. It takes literally half a second just to redo. A bit more than half a second, if you're me. Then snap you onto new. There. Lovely. Come on. So I think for this one I'm going to do... Is that the right height? Because you seem to go into there quite a bit. Are you not floating? You are. Although apparently you're... Why is this being placed down so weirdly? I do not understand. Stand, do not I. Okay, you know what? I know what to do. This will actually make a lot more sense. if I save the blueprint like this, we call it ship. What did I call the last one? Yeah, confirm. Ship area 1. Or just ship area. Overlap it, that's all good. And then now what I'm actually going to try and do is remove that. And essentially remove all of this. We made this a lot easier to essentially do. Nice. I could have kept going with what I was doing, but the reason as to why I'm making it in a blueprint now is because what I'm doing here is going to be used a lot throughout this build. So if I can just very simply make it into a blueprint and make it easier in a blueprint, I'd much rather do that because in the long run it's going to save me a good amount of time, a very good amount of time. Short-term pain for long-term success. Still want this to remain. Lovely. Okay. Let's try this again. No. Yep. No. No. Hello? There we go. It's not bad. And the thing is, I could copy and paste you across. But you haven't got any of the zebra crossings, so I'd rather not do that than... Instead, we'll just zoop you all the way. All the way. Keep going, keep going. Stop, stop, stop. There. Okay. Yeah, I definitely do prefer that. I mean, these lights are bright, to say the least. Can I turn that down? I can. That's better. I'm not trying to blind myself. Even still, that's a bit bright. There we go. Far better. Because if you look at this, you can sort of see where everything is. You've got the fans, you've got the paths. Very nice. But then you come over here, it's just blinding lights. I think I've pasted in that setting. All I've got to try and do now is redesign the middle one, which should only take a moment. And then now what we're going to do is add in all the storage containers on top of these. I wonder if that's going to work. No. Why? I mean, that is what we're sort of like going for. Although, to be fair, there is actually a gap in all of these. I've got to try and figure that out. As of right now, though, I'll just do the paths for the next blueprint. And we'll figure that out another day. Let's load in this. We'll then try and finish off with a round of GeoGuessr. Just to try and see how bad I actually am at GeoGuessr. Even though we saw it earlier on today, but still, we can review it. We can go over it again. recall the memes. Now, is this going to place down the right way? Yeah. It was a 50-50, man. Come on. Can't move. Oh. There we go. What? Oh, right. That's weird. Materials, will scroll down here to our usual small crosswalk. Nice. And the only other thing that I'm going to try and do here now is go again. No, actually, going to go into walls. Basic wall, zoop you 6 meters. And zoop you 6 meters. Literally the very final thing, I think, is this. So yeah, this part's super simple, at least. Okay. Any gaps it? No, it's just the blueprint. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Chip area 2. Boom. This should just continue from there. It's slightly off because you're slightly a bit too far down. Okay. You look fine. And now you're fine. Wait, what? Alright, I built you too high up. Sure. Didn't even realize. Okay, that just got rid of it. Cool. So that's where I want it to be. Yeah, then you have to go. Let's get replaced. Great, that's better. All I'm going to try and do now is just add in a bunch of storage containers around here. Which shouldn't be too bad to do. I'm still thinking I might even place it down by hand, honestly. It'll be a bit easier, because now trying to do all of these storage containers might be a bit of a pain. Although I'm wondering. You almost fit into here fine. I still want to try and redo it, though. This is fine. Like, I don't mind the way that looks, in all honesty. Yeah, see how it's going to go. Anyway, let's try and finish with a quick game of Guess the Flag. Welcome back, Matthias. You wanted to ask you for some advice. You haven't played Satisfactory for some time, but when you try to come back after a long session of Minecraft, you immediately feel tired. Yeah, because this game, well, not this game, but Satisfactory does drain your mind a little bit, in all fairness. It does. It's just your brain trying to, like, kickstart your brain cells after Minecraft. That's probably what it is. Here we go. Starting off with... Is that a rugby? In the back there? Is that Equatorial Guinea? I don't think this is Equatorial Guinea. If I'm being completely honest, but I don't know where else it can be. Cameroon. Fair enough. We were close. We boarded. Where is this? It looks like Hong Kong or something. It's either... Oh, it's definitely not Korean. Japan, there we go, okay. Tokyo, Tokyo. Look at the size of Tokyo. Bloody hell. It takes up half the island. The size of that. With Tokyo and Saitama. Oh my days, man. The size of you. Hey, you know what? 600 meters away. Not sure about you guys, but I'm starving. That was my hungry joke. We're in Bood of the Pest. A few kilometers away, wrong side of the river. What was it last time? We got this one last time and I got it wrong. Just zoom in, like literally just zoom, like just zoom in. Oh my god. Because I think I went France last time. Then I think it was a French-speaking country. Was it Andorra? Andorra the Explorer? Again, I feel like this was wrong. It was somewhere in the east. Oh no, it was Belgium. Okay, fair enough. I remember now. Wow, is that Nepal? No, that looks more Chinese to me. Zoom out. Please just zoom out. Wow. Beijing. I would love to know someone called Jing. Because I can just zoom in. Because I can just call them my Beijing. Beck. Well, we were in Shanghai. I wish I knew someone called Sheng so I can say hi to them. There you go. We'll do one more quick round. I don't know where this is. It's an American overseas territory. Should we go like Nam? No, not Nam. Jesus. Like, yeah, like Nam, but not as in like Vietnam, but as in like Ganam. Like Ganache, but not Ganache. There we go. Guam. We'll go somewhere here. Oh! American Samoa. Ah. And back-to-back Caribbean islands. Well, the other one was actually Pacific, but islands, nations. Is this the flag of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? No, it's not. It's Barbados. Guarantee you it's Barbados. I'm actually slightly pissed off. I've seen this flag before. It's somewhere in Africa. Please zoom out. Maybe it's not Africa. You know what? No. Is that the flag of the Netherlands? Okay, so we've got a previous Netherlands overseas territory. I think they used to have, like, Guyana? No, I mean, that's... Georgetown seems very English. Anna Regina? Oh, New Amsterdam. Okay, yeah, let's go Guyana. If this is actually, like, correct, by the way, zoom in. If this is actually correct, I can't zoom in. Oh. Okay, last go, round 5 out of 5. You know what? Taiwan coming through with the beautiful builds. Look at that. That's a beautiful build. There we go. Other side of the city, but we'll take it. Regardless, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you very much to the 160 people that ended up tuning in. Thank you guys for the 3 likes on the stream there as well. Very kind of you. We'll be back with some more Satisfactory streams on... No, I won't. Thursday... No, I won't. Maybe. Thursday or Friday, one of the 2 days. Because Wednesday I can't stream on Wednesdays, so we'll see how it's going to go. But yep, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Have an amazing rest of your day, and remember, Godspeed.